Listen, you got to get your bombs delivered somehow, and I trust the U.S. Postal Service to do that.
Not those scabs over at FedEx.
Oh dear.
Because they're not full of like sleeping people. They're just full of like a compressor and a dude with a middle initial, which nobody has anymore.
No, because they're most of them have already rusted away.
Je ne have no brakes, pa. But because there's no identifying information in that call, the signal is just like, who is this?
You're just not going to do it. There's no building.
It's more about the vibes. It's like jazz. It's about the buildings you don't build.
A man was heard to say as he hurled a chair through a smoking car window, "I've always wanted to do that."
Individually, that seems like a pain in the ass. Don't mind me as I walk through the car of sleeping passengers, pull a lever, and a 200 decibel whine just goes through the entire car.
Hey guys, enjoy your luxurious train travel.
Just a guy with a massive lump hammer just walking from one end of the train to the other and hitting everything that you can see.
Just smashing out every single light. This guy's union, we can't fight.
See, this is why, I don't support the fake taxi. I don't think it's a real transportation system that we should rely on. I prefer the bang bus.
All right, so we have to talk about something called the Warsaw Pact.
Yeah, the good guys.
What's wrong with the track?
These two tracks in the foreground, why is it made of cheese?
Isn't every Uber basically a fake taxi because they're unlicensed?
Yeah.
This is a Springfield, Massachusetts station, which has actually gotten appreciably worse since this photo was taken. So,
Folk are sleeping in some knackered 1970s British rail coaches. They've been replaced by the ones that break now, haven't they? And they're sleeping. Yeah, that's right. Anyway.
After the Second World War, to try and contain NATO aggression by means of a multilateral defensive pact.
It's true. There was no kind of coercion there at all.
and a clerk picks up the phone, and he hears "Runaway" on track 16. And he can already look out the station master's window, which is right at the end of track 16, and see the train coming. And he just yells to the whole office, "Run for your lives!"
The movie Taxi Driver isn't called Fake Taxi Driver. It's just called Taxi Driver.
Look back on this thing called the Soviet Union. Right.
Hold on. I have a drop for this. Let me just scroll down here.
Which produced this depressing thing called the Metro Liner.
I love it. Oh, I love it.
I like this.
Oh my goodness.
Position light.
No, thank you. Just lay it out like a car. You have the speed limits in a big red and white circle, and then you just have traffic lights. It's very easy.
Yeah, but two of these lights could go out, and...
How many times have you been to the moon?
This is going to be great when I do the bonus episode on communism. I will go full on PragerU. I will be unstoppable. You'll just
Sorry, Liam. What's that? I can't hear you over the.
Yes.
Really tough on here.
That's incredible.
Important to note that, not to be outdone, the Soviets also made one.
Of course.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Do they have the jet engine on backwards?
Tries to throw the engine into reverse, and that blew out the traction motors.
Yeah.
Just literally like the cartoon bit of you pull the big emergency handle and it comes off in your hand.
Balance on what I call the spectrum of communism.
Oh, a thing communists are famously good at is striking a balance.
Right?
This MF said research.
Yeah. Yes, I did say research.
Research.
It's getting better. We just bought new ones that go even faster, but don't go even faster because the tracks won't let them.
I put myself around here, which I define as kulaks deserved it.
We could have had a one-day strike because they didn't put in 2 chairs.
A one-day strike because a guy moved a train.
Union Station, like the National Mall, and like the image that forms in my head here is a kind of train 9/11, where you just like ram the train into like all of these historic sites, but because it's a train, it gets into like one basement and stops.
Oh no, there's a way to do that, but that's in the next slide. If you're on the spectrum of communism,
Oh, we're all on the spectrum, baby.
You can't actually see it, but this guy is about to get hit. I'm pointing with my finger at the computer. Justin, can you highlight the man with your laser pointer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy here, he's about to get hit in the nuts from Curly, who's actually hiding just under the wheel. Here, Justin, if you can illustrate the trajectory for me. Curly is actually going to flick an olive pit, and it's going to go directly into his nuts. And you can see the shadow coming out from underneath the train under the nose here. Yeah, exactly. And this is interesting. This is the kind of protest culture we do need to get back.
Right here, right?
Later in Maryland, home of FedEx Field, which thank God nothing bad will happen regarding FedEx in a
I was
second.
about to say, yeah.
For your lives, it meant that some slapstick bullshit was about to happen to you, like a train was about to come through the window instead of like the guy who got laid off 2 weeks ago is here with an AR-15, and like just the idea of a passenger train doing the land shark bit from Saturday Night Live.
New Haven, Connecticut, the last outpost of civilization.
Like, for example, when we're carrying our placards, we should be carrying them on long 2x4s over our shoulders. And then we can say, what do we want? And then we can say to turn the country to turn left. And we all turn left, and then everyone gets knocked unconscious in a perfect line stretching across the country.
That was not until like the 2 years after this accident occurred when McGinnis took over the railroad and ran it into the ground in 22 months.
Yeah, sparks, it's honking. bits of it are falling off because of rust.
There are no noises that train isn't making.
Yeah. It's just like it has an old-timey car horn for some reason. There's a guy leaning out a window with a harmonica.
Auga!
And in like the southeast where they have like third rail electrification, so you can get fried by like electrified liquid poop if you look in the wrong way. Like it's all kind
What a
of
hell of a way to go. Holy shit.
what a way to go. Yeah.
Further south, and it squeezes in between 2 Senate office buildings, the Capitol building, the Supreme Court building, the Library of Congress, the Cannon House office building, the Republican National Convention headquarters, and half a dozen other, high-value targets.
Yeah, the places that
Parody in Minecraft.
You want to tell the nice ladies and gentlemen what you told me as we were like 500 feet away from the U.S. Capitol building? Yeah, you want to tell the nice people?
I don't remember what I said. What did I say?
You said that you could, and you'll have to delete this part out. You said that you could do a terrorism. Your words.
No, I was just saying it would be fairly easy to do a terrorism. I'm not going to do a terrorism. I'm not suggesting anyone do a terrorism.
Parody
It's like the perfect V for Vendetta, right?
Yeah. You guys had.